Good afternoon, folks. In today's video, we are doing the 53-man roster prediction after preseason week 2. Pretty much, in my opinion, it's all locked up. I think we have a good idea now what is going to take place. I'm going to predict what I think they do. There is a little bit of a switch from the last one. We'll get into it right now. Before we do, hit that sub button. Trying to get to 101,000 subscribers. With your help, it can happen. And this video is sponsored by Prize Picks. Let's get it started. Let's start with the quarterback position. And to me, you already know who quarterback 1 is. QB1, we know Jared Goff. Number 2, I'm going with Luke Altmyer. I still think that he played the best in preseason. Not saying Josh Dobbs didn't do all right. He did what he could do with his limited time that he was on the roster. I just think the ceiling is higher for Luke Altmyer, as well as it will cost a little bit less. And if you have injuries, you know that this guy can win games, potentially. Not win games. Well, let's say hold the fort down in the pass game if Goff goes down. Dobbs, I think he can go to the practice squad. I think that's a good spot for him, unless another team wants to pick him up to be a player on their 53. I think that's a good spot for him. The Lions QB situation, that's what I got going on there. Running backs here, got Jahmyr Gibbs, obviously RB1, Isiah Pacheco, RB2. I think that Jacob Saylors will be RB3, but Sione Vaki is the draft pick, and he does special teams. So does Jacob Saylors. I think just go 4 running backs here. You can flip which one will be considered RB3 before. It doesn't really matter. That's what I think it's going to be. Those 4 running backs, even though we haven't really seen Sione Vaki, we just haven't. He tried to play in the game on Saturday. The coaching staff didn't allow him because he had back spasms. The problem with him has just been inability to play. He needs to play. I still think they hold on to him for another year. What do you guys think? Do you think that Jacob Saylors should be number 3? Do you think that's Sione Vaki? Or does it even matter? To me, it doesn't really matter. But give me your thoughts in the comments. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Isaac TeSlaa, Greg Dortch, and Tay Martin for the wide receiver position. That's right, I got Tay Martin holding the fort down, taking that final spot. I thought it was between him and Dominic Lovett. Tay Martin showed more to me in the preseason game, and I do think they just go ahead and go 5 wide receivers. You can put plenty of receivers on the practice squad. Tom Kennedy, Dominic Lovett. Unfortunately, Cedric Wilson got injured. The Lions are pretty deep at this position. They're very deep, but I think Tay Martin did enough to squeak in there to hold the final roster spot down. It'll be interesting if they decide to go 6 receivers. I think they just go 5, but you don't know. Maybe they go 6. I'm going to predict that they go 5 receivers here. What do you guys think? Do you think they go 5 or 6? I think 5 makes the most sense because there's other positions you're going to see on this roster that's pretty deep, and you don't want to cut one of those guys, right? Let's go ahead and jump into the tight end position. I'm predicting they go 3 here, but they very well could throw Jackson Meeks in there as number 4. Meeks did enough for me to make this roster, but I'm not the one making this roster. I think Meeks goes to the practice squad, but if he makes the team, I would be perfectly fine with it. He has done enough. He has done enough to make this squad. The Lions got a good tight end group here. Sam LaPorta, obviously our starting tight end, who's going to do wonders for us. Hopefully he could play week 1. I expect him to play week 1. He's a tough as nails guy, and he can deal with pain. You got Brock Wright, who's a really solid number 2. We love what he does in the run game, in even catching the ball, big play here and there. And Tyler Conklin has been a nice addition in free agency, who's just made a bunch of plays in the preseason, but we expected that. We knew exactly who he was when the Lions signed him to this team. This is a great group. I think they go 3. If they go 4, I'm perfectly fine because Meeks, in my opinion, has earned a roster spot. Today's show is sponsored by Prize Picks, and it's time to cash in with Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 sports pick app, and is the best place to win cash while watching sports. And the app is really easy to use. Just pick more or less than a few player stats and lock in your lineup. For the Lions this year, I have Jahmyr Gibbs getting more than 1,224.5 rushing yards, Aidan Hutchinson getting more than 12.25 sacks, and Caleb Downs of the Cowboys getting more than 1.5 interceptions. With the social feeds feature, you can share prize picks with your friends, copy the lineup with a single click. That includes myself, Mike85, and the rest of the folks at Chat Sports. You can follow our picks until our picks are fade. Get the picks before they even get posted on the show. Prize Picks now has early payouts if your player gets off to a hot start. You now have options to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. Prize Picks is available in most states, including California, Florida, and Texas. Join millions of users. Sign up for America's #1 sports pick app. New user offer is the new offer. Play your first $5 and get $150 in lineup if you win. Just use code HMA when you sign up. That's right, Prize Picks just switched up their offer, so there's no better time to join, lock in, and win your first lineup. That's code HMA. Sign up to get $150 in bonus lineups if you win your first $5 lineup. Let's go to the offensive line. We have another switch here. It is the normal folks you see: Penei Sewell, Christian Mahogany, Cade Mays when he returns. Juice Scruggs is going to start week 1, by the way. That'll be your center. He did good job versus the Commanders. He will be the line star center. You got Tate Ratledge and Blake Miller. Larry Borom, swing tackle. I don't think Miles Frazier, to be honest, has earned a roster spot, but he's going to be on this team. Seth McLaughlin, he'll be the final player from the center position here, just because we're having issues right now with Cade Mays. When Mays returns from IR, Seth probably goes to the practice squad. Then you're going to see free agent. That is right. We have a offensive lineman that will make this team that I don't think is going to be on this team right now. Could it be Will Hernandez, who they brought in? Could it be a player who another team releases? That's going to be what we're going to be waiting for. I had Ben Barch here before the game, and now I got free agent. He just can't stay healthy, and the Lions need to have linemen that are healthy. We need to have healthy players on this team this year. That has been the biggest issue for this team, is health. And Barch, I'm sorry, he hasn't been healthy up to this point. The Lions need to protect their investment in Jared Goff. They need to make sure that this offensive line is not destroyed this season. We need to win football games. So the Lions will have a player from another team or a free agent, I think, offensive lineman, when cuts are done or earlier. It'll be somebody else. Special teams is the exact same. Jake Bates, Jack Fox, and Hogan Hatton. Nothing's going to change right there. Let's go ahead and jump to the defensive line. The Lions got, I think, one of the best defensive lines in football. Most underrated defensive line of football right now is Detroit. This is stacked. I love it here. Every player on this list here, I think, has earned a decent spot. Maybe Chris Smith, you can switch him out, but they like to have their defensive linemen. We got Aidan Hutchinson, Amon-Ra St, and Alim McNeill, Skyler Gill-Howard, who's exploding as of late. We just talked about Chris Smith, Tyler Lacy, Levi Onwuzurike, Tyleik Williams, Derek Moore, and DJ Wonnum. Everybody has really done a good job all offseason in this group. I am so excited for the defensive line. I can't wait to watch week 1. Throughout the season, these guys take quarterbacks and terrorize them. It's been so long since we've had a defensive line. We have been craving it, and we're getting it. Finally, the Detroit Lions are going to be scary on that line. Linebackers are really easy. Let's go to the linebacking core right here. Don't really take any away where the names are sitting. It could be switched up for that LB3. We really don't know. It's going to be just whoever they put out there. I think players are going to go in and out for that spot. So look at that spot. Don't really put a name there. But you got Jack Campbell, who's going to be obviously a starter, Derek Barnes starter. I think Malcolm Rodriguez, Jimmy Rolder, Trevor Nowaski, and Devin White will all probably see the field at some point this year. Plenty of times we've seen that, how they switch linebackers out. But I think it's pretty easy to identify who the Lions linebackers are. It's going to be a total of 6. I don't know why the number didn't pop up there. Yeah, that's who I think the Lions will have at B. Do you think that the Lions should make a trade for a cornerback? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get into the corner position. So what I got for the Lions corners right now: Rock Ya-Sin, DJ Reed, Keith Abney. In my opinion, I feel like he should be nickel corner. Roger McCreary, Khalil Dorsey, Nick Whiteside, and Ennis Rakestraw. That's what I got for the Lions secondary. Will the Lions make a move? Will they pick another cornerback up? I don't know, but I do think that these are the players that are going to be initially on the 53-man roster. Rakestraw, he played in the game on Saturday, so that makes it to where I think the Lions will go ahead and he's a second-round pick. They can justify keeping on him. We'll give him one more year. We'll attempt to see if he can stay on the field. So I think he makes the roster. Even though I have my doubts, I'm really tired of the injuries. I'm really tired of the dings up and the inconsistencies. I do think that the Lions keep him on the roster. Keith Abney, though, my high riser in this group. We love seeing it. 5th-round pick rookie making some noise. Let's go to the safety position. This is going to change depending on Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph return, but they're going to be I just put that they're not on they'll be on some sort of injury list to start off, so that will make it to where the Lions can keep 2 more players. So I have Chuck Clark, Avonte Maddox, Christian Isiah, and Thomas Harper. When Branch and Kirby Joseph, when they're placed on the roster, I'd assume Thomas Harper is gone and maybe a Khalil Dorsey in the secondary or a Roger McCreary, someone of that nature, I think would be gone. But that's who I have starting right now. Not too bad with Chuck Clark and Avonte Maddox. Maddox made a great play on Saturday. And Christian Isiah, he plays in multiple positions. He could play nickel position, safety. He's one of those guys. So give me your thoughts about the Lions 53-man roster. Who do I have on that was right? Who do you think is on here that is wrong?